Hello everyone and welcome to the Thinking Cap channel where we're bringing you a whole new meaning to the term lit. I'm your host, Positive Tos, aka Mr. Thinking Cap, and we have an electrifying episode for you today. Here joining us we have entrepreneur Miss Simone Campbell. She's going to be sharing with you some exciting things. Are you ready to get lit?
I am.
Awesome. It's time to get lit. Miss Simone Campbell, it's a pleasure having you here today. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So if you don't mind sharing with our viewers, we're going to get right into it. What makes you Simone Campbell?
Wow. I think I've spent almost 40 years trying to figure that out, if I must say to myself. What makes me Simone Campbell? It is figuring out how to harmonize Simone Campbell, the professional, the sister, the daughter, the mother, learning how to be the best in every area of my life.
Wow, that was one of the best summaries that I've heard from someone right on the fly like that, because we didn't prep for this interview or anything like that. So this is all genuine and all 100% natural, just coming right off the hip, right off the cuff. So thank you so much for sharing that. So share with us what you have going on. We want to hear about you and what you're doing.
Professionally, I am currently a speech-language pathologist. Some people may hear of speech therapist, but our official title is speech-language pathologist, SLP. As an SLP, I diagnose and treat individuals across the lifespan. So from newborn until moments before death, I may be treating an individual who has difficulty communicating, thinking, problem solving, swallowing, anything that deals with communication, language, or swallowing. That is definitely one of my passions in life. I enjoy doing it. It's something that I'm always learning, always improving on. In addition to doing that, I'm also a realtor. I've been a realtor now for over 11 years. And my passion there is with first-time home buyers. I feel like home ownership is important. I feel that homeownership can be a gateway to wealth and building long family legacy, and that's something that I like to share, build on, and it's an opportunity for me to do something that I really enjoy, both careers, and of course make a living at it, but also be able to help others and serve my community.
Servitude, wow, both of those things. I can see how the servant in you, and of course with all due respect, by servant I mean
right.
Someone who is selflessly helping others and putting others before themselves.
Right.
And I mean that's incredible. So I commend you for that.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And you shared with me your story yesterday. I wanted to hear about that, how you got into becoming a realtor, like from when you were a little girl. We want to hear about that.
Okay, well, at about 11, I told my dad I wanted to be a realtor, but months before that, I don't even think it was my 11th birthday yet, so somewhere between 10 and 11, I decided to ask my mom, why was Mr. Chris always coming over? He usually would bring me a book or candy, so I looked forward to his visits. But I always noticed, exactly, but I always noticed that my mom always had an envelope with some cash in it. And I was like, well, why are we giving this man cash? And being the curious child that I am, I started asking. So finally my mom says, well, we're paying rent. So imagine almost 11 going, well, what is rent? And who is Mr. Chris paying rent to? So I started learning as much as I can about real estate. She explained to me about owning our own home, how we didn't own the townhome, but that we were renting it. So I said, well, we're borrowing it? How long? Who decides when we move? Different questions like that. So based on that, every Saturday or Sunday, I would get the newspaper for that week or the following week, and I would read all there was to know about the new homes that were for sale, the new businesses that were coming up in the community. So I really spent my pre-adolescent and teenage years totally immersed with the city. In fact, I volunteered with the city of Fort Lauderdale. I was probably one of the youngest ticket holders. You know, when you go into the conferences or a carnival or a festival and you have to buy a ticket to go in, well, I would be the one collecting thousands of dollars and you would have to come and collect that from me. And I just remember thinking, How cool is that? Well, of course, I had to learn about integrity from a very early age, because let me tell you, I've never seen so many $100 bills in my life.
Very tempting.
But one thing about volunteering with the city of Fort Lauderdale and volunteering at a hospital is that I learned a lot, not only about how a business works, but about how to serve your community and to really build on it. And real estate has always been interested. I just told my dad, hey, I want to be a realtor. Well, he reminded me that he always wanted me to be in college, and that I didn't need to be in college or to have a college degree to be a realtor. So I said, but I can still excel at it. So I gave him something to think about, and he said, let me think about it. Of course, I knew that that was parents speak for no. So I just kept being interested in it, and I decided, at least I thought it was my idea. At about 14, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna just wait, and I'm gonna go to college, okay? And when I'm done, I'm gonna be a realtor after that. And his face lit up and said, fine. A few years ago, he told me, we were recollecting the conversation, and he said he worried because he never wanted to tell me I couldn't do anything. And that was one time that he wanted to adamantly say absolutely not. But somehow, I was able to think in my own 14-year-old mind that I made the decision that it wasn't time yet to be a realtor.
Wow. Boom. Wow. And I love how you were willing to give a little, and that seems like your theme, like you're a giver. I love that you were willing to give a little, and you said, I'll still go to college, but I'm going to be a realtor. So you gave back to your dad, whom you respect. I can see that.
Yes,
but you still knew your calling. Yeah, daddy's girl.
Yes. Yes, because what I've always learned, I come from a family of auto mechanics, bus drivers, we have teachers, we have, businessmen and businesswomen, we have those that are in the nursing field, whether it's a tech, a CNA, a nurse, welder, a barber, someone that works in sales, in billing. We have a whole gamut, and everyone is successful. Everyone is praised, everyone is welcomed, everyone is celebrated, I guess is the best word. So I didn't come from a family where I had to be a lawyer or I had to be a doctor. I found out years ago they thought I'd be a lawyer because I like to argue my point and I like to ask questions. However, I was never told what to do. I just knew that I had to do something. Or like the kids nowadays would say, I just knew I had to be great. But my own version of great. So my parents never told me or any of my siblings that we couldn't do something. They would just try to advise us so that we could make wise decisions. So my motto is always, work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder. The light bulb has been on for a while.
Leave a little light behind. You shouldn't leave the room, and those that are left there or those that were there felt a cloud of darkness. We're at this event today, and we learned that the environment, the energy around us, can be electrifying or it can be draining. I choose to have it be electrifying. I come from a large family, and let me tell you, everything is a party, everything is a big discussion. So I feel like life can also be that way. So I was just always taught to do something, do it well, enjoy it. My dad has been a mechanic since he was a teenager, and he is now in his mid-60s.
His work ethic is still strong.
Work ethic is very strong. He's mentored others. He's ASE certified in many different things. So in his field, he is doing his best. So he wants us to do the same. So there was never a situation where we felt like we had to do one thing or we had to live in a certain area, because we were always taught a sense of entitlement, in the sense that we're entitled to be our best selves, but not to ever stand on someone else or make someone else feel small in order for us to see our greatness.
So many nuggets coming from you right now. If you all are watching and you're not taking notes, I advise you to stop right now, hit the rewind button, or go back and listen again and take down these nuggets, because these are some important life lessons that you're sharing, some awesome quotes as well. So moving on really quickly, we'd like to give a brief introduction to our enlightenment round.
Okay.
So the enlightenment round, for those of you watching, is a round where I ask pretty much the same questions to every interviewee. Everyone that I interview gets the same set of questions that I'm about to ask. But we learned also at the conference that we were just at that perspective in life is everything.
Right.
So this is where we ask the same questions, but each interviewee provides a different answer based off who they are in their own life experiences. So without further ado, let's get into the enlightenment round.
Woo!
So please share with us a time when you have had your thinking cap on and it has served you.
There are times when I am in a meeting and I have to present information to a parent about their child with a disability, and it's not the time to grandstand, it's not even the time to really be the expert, but it's just to be a human being and to realize and empathize, hey, that could be me. And how can I give them the information, give them the truth, allow them to understand where their child or their loved one is on the spectrum of communication. Where are their self-advocacy skills? Where are their strengths and their weaknesses without coming off being a know-it-all?
Just to clear it up, having your thinking cap on isn't, like she said, isn't about being an expert at things.
No.
But she said, I wasn't speaking from a point of trying to be an expert. I was a human being. And that is having your thinking cap on, doing
Yes.
the right thing. That's awesome. Next question real quick. What is one of your biggest failures or disappointments? And what did you learn from it?
Having my first job not work out the way I wanted to. My first therapy job as a speech language pathologist wasn't a bed of roses. And I still view it as a disappointment because there are things that I could have done a little bit differently. But it actually made me the therapist that I am now, because although I didn't know what to do, I realized that I've learned from it. And now that I'm in a position where I can be someone else's boss, I've learned what not to do as well.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I feel the energy just building with each one of your responses. This is so cool.
I'm pretty verbose, so I'm trying to make them short answers.
Awesome, awesome. All right, the next question.
Yes.
How are you going to use your experiences and successes to benefit others?
That is a challenge that comes up every time I look at my short-term, immediate goals, my long-term goals. A few years ago, I felt guilty about wanting to earn more income. Because really I don't need to, right? We don't really need to. You know, I read a quote this morning that says, we have a bigger house, a bigger vehicle, but 70% of the time, at least 75% of that space is unused. So I can get here on a bicycle, I can live in a one-bedroom studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need the bigger house, we don't need the nice car, we don't need the vacation every quarter. But I feel if I can earn more income, if I can become more independent professionally, then I can give more. I can give more of my time because I'll have more control over that, and I can give more of my talents and my resources.
The light is on. What is one of your favorite quotes, Simone?
One of my favorite quotes is actually one of my favorite Bible verses, which is, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him.
That's one of my favorites as well.
Is it?
That's funny. We've never discussed that, but that's one of my
No.
favorites as well.
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt
I'm
you,
a
but in my head I
Proverbs
was
girl.
saying it right along with you.
Yes.
Awesome.
I didn't realize that I say it so often. My 3-year-old finishes my sentences.
3 years old.
Yes.
Starting him off with the thing, or him, yes.
Yes.
Starting him off with the thinking cap early.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be lit?
Lit. Well, what it means to be lit for me is to let my light shine. I like to be completely honest and transparent to those that are around me, that are close to me, that are interested. I don't always make the right choices, and I won't always succeed at the things that I'm doing, but I want to encourage those that are around. That lit doesn't always have to be the lit that you hear in the secular world, or even if someone was to infuse it in a sermon. but just know to learn, have integrity, and to be able to teach others.
And you made it like an acronym.
I did.
Learn, have integrity is the I, and teach. We might just use that on this channel from now on and give you all the credit, of course.
You're fine.
Learn, integrity, teach. I love it.
You're fine.
I love it.
I've probably heard it somewhere.
So what is something you would like to shed some light on? Maybe someone that you think deserves some credibility, or an issue that you want to bring to the surface that is being kind of swept under the rug, or something you just want to kind of glorify just so other people can know how awesome it is, or anything that you want to shed light on.
Okay. I'd like to shed light on what leadership really looks like.
Ooh.
I spoke to a 12-year-old earlier today, and she was talking about being shy and she didn't want to join the group. And I was explaining to her that at 12 I was like you. So now at home, I am the, precocious 12-year-old. My family loves it, and I love the spotlight, right? But sometimes in groups, I'm not always very confident.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of a few organizations locally. I like to lead from behind. I don't need the spotlight. And I think it's important for our young leaders to know that there's a place in an organization that you're interested in for you. So if you want to be on the football team, just because you're not the fastest, you're not the strongest, can you kick? Can you tally? Can you be the physical therapist that helped to avoid or to treat the injuries on the sideline? Realize that your passion and your talents don't mean that you always have to be the number one guy on the team. You can still lead by hoisting someone else up or hoisting a company up. We all have a place in this world. I think that's important. I think when we talk about success sometimes, mediocrity is usually what comes up. But sometimes what my perspective is of being mediocre may be someone else's perspective of being great.
And that is what true leadership is. Wow. Okay. Last question.
Yes.
How can we stay plugged in and connected to you? Share with us any social media, websites, anything we can do to stay connected to you.
Okay. Well, I'm in the midst of getting my Simone Campbell Realtor website up and running. Yes, right?
Awesome.
Honestly, for the last 11 years, I have sold millions of dollars in real estate by just my sphere of influence, my family, my friends, and past customers and referrals. And of course, I'm on my brokerage's websites, and I'm in different organizations, but I like to branch out more. I need to get on Instagram. I need to do a few different things. But right now, I do have a Facebook page, which is Simone Campbell Realtor. Is my business page. You can always call me at 352-207-7628. I don't mind giving you my phone number. If you Google me, it's there as a Florida realtor. So if there's anything that I can help you to do to build your business, or if you feel that we can partner to do something in the community, just let me know.
Awesome. And there you have it, folks. Miss Simone Campbell here with us today, getting lit and having our thinking caps on. Thank you so much for coming out today, for sharing with us all those answers that you did to the questions, as well as what makes you you.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, our pleasure. We truly appreciate you. And if you have any questions or input, you want to make any comments regarding the YouTube Thinking Cap channel, please comment below. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be having plenty more interviews coming along. And once again, thank you, Ms. Simone Campbell. We truly appreciate you. To stay connected with the Thinking Cap movement on Instagram, you can look up Thinking Cap Official. And stay connected with me through Facebook at Ian Michael Santos, in parentheses, Positive Toast. We look forward to seeing you again for the next interview, next episode. Until then, stay lit.